Welcome to Dog Facts Funny. When people ask who reads humans better, cats or dogs, the question often carries a quiet assumption that understanding can be ranked, measured, or declared. Dogs are known for loyalty, responsiveness, and visible empathy. Cats are known for quiet observation. But reading a human is not simply about reacting first or reacting most. It is about perception. It is about sensing emotional shifts before they are spoken, about recognizing patterns that repeat over time, about noticing small changes in energy that even we may not consciously detect. And if there is one animal that has shaped its existence around understanding us, it is the dog. Evolution shaped around humans. Dogs did not simply adapt to live near humans. They adapted to live with us. Over thousands of years, their survival became intertwined with our gestures, our tone of voice, our daily rhythms, and our emotional expressions. A dog's ability to follow a pointing finger, track eye direction, or respond to subtle vocal shifts is not accidental. It is the result of generations shaped by cooperation. Where their ancestors once read forests and prey, dogs gradually learned to read faces and hands. Humans became the primary landscape they learned to navigate. This long evolutionary partnership created a mind that looks outward for cues. Dogs scan our posture, monitor our movement, and observe our expressions not casually, but continuously. Their perception is relational. It is designed to stay connected. Emotional tone and sensitivity. One of the most remarkable aspects of canine perception is their sensitivity to emotional tone. Research has shown that dogs can distinguish between happy and angry facial expressions and respond differently depending on what they see. They notice tension in the jaw, tightness around the eyes, subtle shifts in breathing. A calm voice creates one response. A strained voice creates another. These reactions are not random. They reflect an attunement to emotional atmosphere. Dogs often adjust their behavior based on this atmosphere. When sadness lingers, they may approach more gently. When excitement fills a room, they may become animated. When stress becomes consistent, they may remain closer than usual, as though proximity itself is a form of support. Their awareness translates quickly into action, and that visible adjustment makes their empathy feel immediate and unmistakable. The power of eye contact. Eye contact plays a powerful role in the human-dog connection. When a dog looks into your eyes, something measurable occurs in both species. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, increases. This mutual gaze strengthens attachment and deepens trust. Over time, repeated eye contact becomes more than bonding. It becomes information exchange. Dogs learn to interpret microexpressions, tiny muscle shifts that signal emotion before words are spoken. When your expression changes slightly, your dog often notices. A subtle tightening of your lips, a softened gaze, a brief hesitation in movement. These details rarely escape them. What appears to be simple affection may also be continuous observation layered with emotional learning. Routine, patterns, and memory. Dogs are also highly sensitive to routine and pattern recognition. They notice when your footsteps sound heavier than usual, when your pace changes, when you prepare to leave at an unfamiliar time. Many dogs become alert before travel because they recognize small behavioral cues long before a suitcase is fully packed. They compare what is happening now to what normally happens. When the pattern shifts, they respond. This ability to track routine extends to emotional rhythm as well. Dogs do not only react to a single moment of sadness or stress. They often respond to sustained changes in mood. If tension lingers in a household, a dog may remain watchful. If calm becomes consistent, their body language softens. These adjustments suggest a layered perception that builds over time, shaped by accumulated experience. Participation as understanding. Unlike cats, whose perception often remains internal and measured, dogs tend to externalize their awareness. When you are upset, they may lean against you. When you are joyful, they may amplify your energy. When you are unwell, they may stay near your side for longer periods. Their instinct is not only to observe, but to participate. Connection becomes their method of engagement. Because dogs evolved to cooperate, they are motivated to interpret human signals accurately. Their survival once depended on responding correctly to commands and cues. That evolutionary pressure shaped a mind that seeks alignment. A dog watching you is not waiting passively. It is calibrating itself to you, adjusting behavior in response to what it perceives in your tone, posture, and expression. Living in emotional proximity. Dogs live in close emotional proximity to humans. They witness our daily routines, our recurring moods, our subtle fluctuations. Over time, this proximity builds a detailed internal map of who we are. A dog may learn the difference between temporary frustration and genuine distress. It may respond differently to playful teasing than to actual irritation. These distinctions suggest more than simple conditioning. They suggest a sensitivity to emotional nuance developed through long-term closeness. To be read by a dog is to be studied with warmth. Their loyalty is intertwined with attention. Their affection is intertwined with awareness. They do not simply see our gestures, they orient their behavior around them. Before we close, take a moment to think about how often your dog is watching you when you are not asking for anything. Not waiting for a command, not hoping for a reward, but simply paying attention. Notice how they track your movement through the house, how their posture changes when your energy shifts, how they seem to sense when something feels different long before you say a word. This kind of attention is not accidental. It is the result of a relationship shaped by closeness and shared time. Dogs have learned us not through instruction, but through presence. And in that presence, they have built a quiet understanding of who we are when we are relaxed, when we are overwhelmed, and when we are simply ourselves. Being read by a dog does not always feel dramatic. Often it feels like steadiness, like being accompanied without explanation, like being understood without needing to speak. Before we finish, notice how often your dog watches you without asking for anything in return. The way they adjust when your mood shifts, the way they stay near when something feels different. That quiet attention is not random. It is built from shared time, shared space, and a bond shaped by presence. Sometimes being understood does not arrive in words. Sometimes it arrives in a steady gaze that never really leaves you. What it means to be seen. So who reads humans better? Perhaps the question invites comparison where there does not need to be one. Dogs have built their understanding of humans into the foundation of who they are. Their perception is not distant or detached. It is relational, expressive, and deeply integrated with attachment. If you watch your dog closely, you may notice how often their attention rests on you, not out of dependency, but out of connection. In that steady gaze, there is observation. In that proximity, there is awareness. Whether or not that makes them better readers than cats may depend on how we define depth. But there is no question that dogs have spent generations learning how to see us clearly. And sometimes, being seen with that kind of devotion is its own answer.